Mr. Red here. Today is chilly March 3rd. Golly, right here it's about 45 degrees. It is chilly. Me and Good Time Charlie and Hollis, we're in New Orleans East. It's really an outskirt of New Orleans, probably about, I don't know, from here 12, 14 miles from New Orleans. And we are removing bees, I think we're removing bees, from the soffit area right here. And this is, the homeowner contacted Hollis, actually last year, and said he's got bees here. And Hollis and I really have tried to get here for a year. But my schedule, her schedule, and the homeowner's schedule never did work out. So here it is, March of 2021. We're finally here to get the bees out. Now, I told you it's 45 degrees. The bees aren't flying. I brought the FLIR up here and shot the area, and I got no signature. You can tell by the dirt, all this area right in here, that this is where the bees are making their entrance to this soffit area. And when I looked at the area, initially I just thought the bees were going to be inside the soffit itself. But after listening to what the homeowner had to say, in his opinion, he was saying that, no, Jeff, I think those bees are moving up the rafter line, up inside the attic space. All right, just let's go ahead inside right now, and we're going to show you what it looks like on the inside.
Don't fall, Jeff.
We're upstairs in the attic right now, looking at the comb, and as you can see, the comb, I'm smelling honey right as I'm standing right here. The comb is on both sides of that stud, that rafter. And I don't see a bee on it. I didn't get a signature outside when I was down by the soffit, and I don't see a bee on here. So we're going to go ahead and get outside, remove that fascia soffit part, and see how we're going to be able to get to these bees. If there are bees, there may be some at the far end. I didn't detect any, but we'll find out. So, when we went in the attic, there was no activity. There were no bees, and I was kind of surprised. You saw the comb extends all the way from down here, all the way up there, which is about 6 feet up. It's probably about 6-inch comb, and you're standing in the attic. I saw a bunch of dead bees in the attic, but as we were standing in the attic, right in line of where those rafters are coming up, you could smell the honey. You could smell the honey. And I did not hear any bees. I shot the FLIR in there. I didn't see any heat signature from there. So there's a great possibility that these bees are no longer in here. But we're going to find out in a few minutes. I'm going to start taking down this plastic soffit, and we're going to expose the hive part down here, because we already saw what's in the attic. We're going to expose this, and we're going to find out if there are bees still in here. So let's go ahead and pull the soffit material down and see what we're looking at. By the grace of God. All right. I forgot to say, these bees, if there are bees, they're going to be going home with Hollis, sitting up at her yard, and for sure she's going to at least be going home with a lot of comb and probably a lot of honey. Let's wrangle, huh? this is a dead out. These bees are gone. And it's already starting to slime out. If it was any warmer, this thing would be full of maggots. So we're just going to start pulling the comb out. And once we get the comb out, it's pretty nasty up in there. I'll get to the camera and I'll let you see this. It's gross. Another gross one. This is like really gross. It's gross.
What do you need?
I hate this
Do you
stuff.
need plastic? What do you need?
No.
You want something?
No. We're just going to start pulling out this nasty old comb.
Chef, do you want your gloves?
Got gloves.
Nah. So there's already been, there's wax moth silk up in this stuff already. So these bees have been gone for a couple of weeks for sure. But at the same time, Charlie, can you zoom in? You can see where this hive has been being robbed out. All these cells have been opened up and the honey that was in them taken out. So this hive has been in the process of being robbed out for a while. But from what we saw at the attic end, that comb at that end is still perfectly good. I saw capped honey, and that stuff would still be good. But I'm going to recommend that all this stuff be fed to Hollis's bees. But the wax, this is the real prize, is the wax. Now how about this for some nasty? This is like so gross. It's so full of that wax moth cocoon. And all this stuff has been robbed out. You can see all the silk from the wax moth. This side has been empty for a while. Definitely a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two. So this stuff is no good, Hollis. Yeah, we need a garbage bag for all this stuff. It's just totally no good. We got the wax moth cocoons, the silk. That's nasty. That's gross.
That is gross. Couple of these eggs.
This is why you want to remove comb from a cutout. If people come in there and just take the bees and they leave the comb, it's a disaster. This stuff will start smelling up, and that's why I could smell it in the attic. I could smell honey in the attic. You need to remove the comb. The comb has got to get removed.
Oh, gross.
That's nasty. So now let's get up close and personal to this nasty, huh? This is what I've removed already. And look at the wax moth cocoon on the underneath side of this roof. On this side, and as well as this side. This hive has been dead for a while, but like you remember when we gave you that shot in the attic, that comb on the other side, it's been untouched. So at this point right here, this is our roof line right there. Now we have about 6 inches of comb, this stuff right here, and this space right here, and then on this side it'll be right there as well. So what I'm going to attempt to do is trying to remove that comb. Now this is where the real challenge is going to be, because we're working at such a steep angle on that roof, coupled with a very small entrance at this end, as well as trying to get up into the space right up in here. It's all going to be very difficult. So it may very well be that we're going to have to go in the attic and scrape down and then let that comb just fall to this end. And that's all speculation and a lot of finger crossing, and that's what I'm going to hope to accomplish to get this comb out of here. But either way, this is a lot of work. And if there were bees in here, oh, this would have been a monster removal and a very, very difficult one, just based on the angle of that roof and the way the comb is attached to it. A very, very difficult removal. But something like this, a removal like this is with the dirt rooster. He thrives on this stuff, so he'd do real good with this. Not me. I like the easy ones. Now I have removed as much comb as I possibly could from this end. I used a barbecue spatula, so I was going up there at least 10 inches up inside there, and it does look pretty good on this side and on this side as well. So at this point, the angle of that roof and that little opening space that I have, I've gone to the end of it. So at this point, I'm going up in the attic. I built a kind of pretty slick tool. I'll show you that what I'm using up there. And what we're going to do is cut the comb from the attic side, and then we're going to push it all the way down to this side. Hollis is on this end, and as we cut it and push down, she's going to be grabbing it and putting it in ice chest. Let's go head up in the attic and see what we got up there. As you can tell, we're in the attic, and I've rigged together a little tool. Because we're working at such an angle, I need to get above and come down. I've taken as much comb from the bottom as I could, but now I'm up at the top, and I'm going to take my extension pole right here, and I've attached one of the multi-tool blades onto it. And so with this extension pole it's going to extend as much as I need. Hopefully we'll be able to cut the comb and then push it down and where Hollis is at the other end to receive it. Let's see if this is going to work. Is it coming out?
She says she sees the light.
Walk to it! Did it come out? Yep. Oh yeah, you can see all the way to the end now. All right, we had to make an adjustment. My nice little tool from my utility tool came off or broke off, and so now we've got a taped on a spatula right here. We got all the comb removed from the right hand side. Now we're going to the left hand side. We're trying to push that comb through, but it's kind of like dammed up, and so we're going to try to use a hammer and a block of wood and tap on this pole just to push it through, because if we can open up the end, well, then we'll have a channel for the rest of this wax to come through, because we only have about 8 inches of open space at the other end. So it's a real challenge, as is, wrangling bees. It's always a challenge. There's always something new, huh, Charlie?
Yep, sure is. Well, thank goodness it's a little cool outside and it's not 100 degrees up here in the attic.
150, you mean?
So.
It was that.
The comb is that thick?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, you wouldn't believe. And the older it gets, the worse it is.
Yeah. I see light.
You see?
Our tool has done the job. Yeah. That was rough, pushing that honeycomb out of there. But that spackling tool did a pretty good job. Let me show you what we got inside. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel down there. And that was on the left side, and then this is the side on the right. And the difference being that this side was about 12 inches opening on this side, and on this side is only about 6 inches on this side. So we had to push the comb from the right side of this rafter right here, push it over this way to get it down to that hole. Yeah, that wasn't easy. Let's get outside and wrap this video up. Well, guys, gals, it was a nasty adventure again, but successful in that we wound up getting a couple of ice chests of wax that Hollis is going to be bringing home. Yep. But we got a brand new beekeeper. Look, right here. So we got no bees, but the whole day Mark has been wearing his bees because he said, "Man, I'm gonna get stuff."
Couldn't convince him.
So I'll tell you, Mark, it's safe to come out of your bees. So Mark, I want in your own words to tell everybody what your experience of this adventure was.
No, this was a really great experience. I had no type of experience with bees. I got in touch with these great people. They came out very educational, first of all, to explain to me why honeybees do what they do. So very professional folks, very friendly folks, came in, assessed the situation, and before we know it, we were pulling honeybee, well, comb out of my attic safely, and it was an educational process in doing it. And at the end of the day, we removed the comb, the honeycomb, and no one got stung.
So let me ask you this: so the next time, you ready to work with real bees? The next time, you ready for the next?
Yeah,
step?
I'm ready for the next step. Real bees. I was expecting bees, and for some reason they all ran off, and these guys showed up.
Well, we've been talking for about 9 months about doing this, and he's been asking me questions all along the way about what's going on, and And so he's been having an education for about 9 months. on all
Right.
kinds.
Yeah.
That's it. We can use the help.
So, Charlie, what you got anything to say?
Oh man, it was quite an experience. But thanks for watching.
Keep on watching.
We'll be making more.
God bless. Mr. Ed,
Mark.
Hollis.
And good time, Charlie.
we're out until the next one. Here's a shot of the wax that we pulled out of there. And you can see this stuff is all just crushed. And it's crushed because we had to push it through all that opening. Some of it came out in chunks, but that this ice chest probably weighs about 25, 30 pounds. Not bad. Hollis has got a nice haul of wax, and then she's gonna be able to feed all of her bees.